An archivist who tracked down the family of a Distington man whose plane was shot down during World War II was invited to a commemoration day in Belgium. Diane Hodgson, from the County Council's Cumbria Archive Service, travelled to St Hubert after helping the area's History Society uncover information about Edward Southward. Edward was one of 7 Allied airmen, 2 Canadian and 5 British, in a plane shot down by German forces on May 19, 1942. They were flying a Halifax W766 RAF 76 squadron that was on a mission to Mannheim, Germany from a base near Middleton, St. George. All 7 men survived the attack, crash-landing the plane in a field in Champs St Martin, Awen. They were captured by the Nazis and became prisoners of war. During the crash, Edward had been shot in the back and received treatment for his injuries, which included shrapnel in his liver, at a clinic in Longlear, near St Hubert. He was under armed guard, but the doctor and nurse who treated him smuggled a note, via the Belgian resistance, to London. Until they received his message, his family had no news about him for months. All they were told was he was missing in action. Last autumn, Whitehaven Archive and Local Studies Centre, which is part of Cumbria Archive Service, received an enquiry from the History Society in St Hubert, a town in the Ardennes region of southern Belgium. It was looking to trace Edward's descendants. Mrs. Hodgson said, "We looked at sources such as civil registration, births, marriage and deaths, street directories, electoral registers, and our local studies books, particularly Distington's Local Heroes, to find out more. We also contacted 2 local historians and used the library's Facebook page to see if anyone remembered the Southward family." The Archive Service found Edward's father had died before the war, but his mother lived on Church Road, Distington, until after the conflict. Edward had 2 brothers who also served in the forces. His elder brother William was killed in action before 1942, becoming Distington's first casualty. With help from Distington family and local history society, Edward's surviving son Malcolm, who lives in Sheffield, was tracked down. He also attended the commemoration day. Mrs. Hodgson said, "The townspeople of St Hubert were keen to remember all the airmen's efforts, so the local history society held a commemoration day and invited people who had helped them contact the descendants of the men. I traveled to Belgium under my own steam but attended the day in part as a representative of Cumbria Archive Service. I also wanted to meet the people I had assisted and had a desire to see the places they were writing about." Archive staff don't often hear the outcome of the inquiries they have been involved with. Edward had married in the Carlisle area in 1949 and worked for the RAF before moving to Yorkshire and having 2 sons. He died in West Yorkshire in 1991. The commemoration day was attended by over 50 people, who visited the clinic in Longlear, now a day centre for people with learning difficulties, and the crash site in Champs St Martin. They also had a tour of the Basilica of St Hubert and attended a reception in the town hall, which included speeches from the mayor and local historians. I was able to meet some of the local people who recalled the events from their childhood, the daughter of the nurse for instance, said Mrs. Hodgson. I also spoke to others involved in researching the crash and the local resistance. To me, the attendance and words of the people who spoke showed the great appreciation Belgian people have for the efforts of the Allied forces, even after all this time.